Hi YouTube, welcome back to another review. Today we're taking a look at the Isham Bladeworks Abstruse. I'll give you a couple looks at it before I really get into the specs. Here it is opened. And I guess before we get into the specs, I'll show you the packaging. So it just comes in a Isham Bladeworks box like that. Slides off, and very simple, just the knife inside with a silica packet. And on the side there it says Abstruse tie. This is the tie version. There's also a carbon fiber scaled version. But might as well get into the specs and features of the knife. Overall length is 6.5 inches, blade length 2.875 inches, cutting edge of 2.75, handle length of 3.625 inches, blade thickness of 0.11 inches, and a handle thickness of 0.49. Blade shape is a sheep's foot with a plain edge and a flat grind. And as you can see right there, it says M390, so very nice blade steel. Kind of got a bead blast finish on it. Matches the tie nicely. My hands are a little sweaty, so you can probably see that on there. But like I said, tie handle. Weight is 2.4 ounces. It is a right hand tip up only knife. It is a frame lock with a lock bar insert. You can kind of see right there. And it is a front flipper and nail nick knife, so you can either open it like I've done with the front flipper or with that little nail nick right there. Works great both ways. Let me wipe my hands off real quick. Okay. So on to kind of the design of the knife. You can tell it's kind of a wacky, futuristic maybe looking design. You can tell it's an Isham design, just not only because of his logo right there, but just because of the way he designs knives. It's a little different than normal. So very crazy shape. The blade looks bigger than the handle, but fits down in there nicely. Tang sticks out a little bit right there for the flipper with that jimping. It's very compact. You can see, fit almost all of it in my hand. Very large blade. 3D machined pocket clip. Works nice in the pocket, goes in and out smoothly. Secured by one pin, or one screw right there. I don't think anything on the inside securing it, but I've had no issues with it. Very minimal design. Just kind of two little scallops or rounded parts right here on the handle. Very plain colored. A little bit of jimping on top of the blade, but like I said, bead blasted handle, bead blasted blade, polished hardware it looks. Yeah, nice looking, plain looking pivot. So what is good about this knife? It is very sharp. You expect it to come sharp from the factory, but it came sharp, so always good. It's a very nice size. It's probably one of the smallest knives that I would carry. I don't really have any other knives smaller than this, other than my Pangea Designs Prilobite, but that's not really an EDC knife that I'd carry as my primary every day. But this is about as small as I would go, and the blade makes it feel a lot bigger just because of how much bigger than the handle it is. It's very easy to open. I've never flipped a front flipper until I got this knife about 2 weeks ago, and first time I pulled it out of the box, I was able to flip it open perfectly fine. So very easy. I let my brother flip it, and he flipped it pretty easily. I don't know if he got on the first try, but definitely very easy to learn. Nice and smooth. Smooth open, smooth closed. If you want to, you can kind of pop out the blade, roll it open if you don't want to flip it open real loudly. It also has lightning pockets inside. You probably won't be able to see them just because that back spacer in there makes it a little dark. There you can kind of see it. And you can see some of my pocket lint, but they lightened out the inside of those scales just to make it a little lighter. I'd assume the carbon fiber version is a little lighter than this, but definitely for a small knife, 2.4 ounces is no big deal. Gripes, I tried to think of gripes every video I've done in this format, going down my list of kind of my guidelines. I go goods, bads, then I do my comparison and stuff, and I really can't think of anything bad about it. I really like it. Really don't have much to say. I've carried it for 2 weeks straight. Nothing has beat it out of the pocket. I guess I can probably think of one gripe. So right there is the lock interface with the blade. So it's not a super big lock interface, but even a normal knife. Let me see. Here's the Kaiser Theta I'll show fully in a minute, but there you can see the lock interface right there where the blade is ground. But even on a bigger knife like this, I don't think the blade really comes in contact with all of that blade tang anyway, so it's not a super big deal. It just doesn't feel like it'd be overly strong. It's not like as strong as a lock back or like a triad lock or anything, but definitely feels nice and tightly locked up. There's no blade play. I've cut very big zip ties with it, and although it took a little while to cut through the zip ties, I was really putting a lot of force on it to cut through the zip tie, but nothing's ever happened along the lines of it closing or the lock bar moving or anything. You can see the lockup is right there on the front half, so it's never moved. Pretty much stayed put. You can see there's a little scalloping for where your hand or your fingers can get in there and disengage the lock easier, but yeah, really no real gripes about it. I really had to dig to find that one, I guess, but now we can get into the comparisons. First, I will do Paramilitary 2 just because everybody's held a Paramilitary 2. There you can see side by side it is a lot smaller. Blade is a little thinner. Handle is about the same. A lot, well, don't know how heavy a Paramilitary is, but it feels about the same. There we go. Kind of pivot to pivot. Don't really have much room to do these comparisons, so it might be hard to tell, but here's another Isham design. Pivot to pivot, you can see it a lot smaller. You can see this kind of has the same thing going with big blade, kind of smaller looking handle. A lot thinner. I think this is 0.16, like what Kaiser usually does for the blade thickness. So a thicker blade, slightly thicker handle it looks like. Little thicker pocket clip. Very comparable, kind of the styles. You can tell that it's him for both knives. And kind of back to my recommendations. I've already said I really, really like it. So I think the price on these right now is $169 on Blade HQ. I think that's for the titanium, the titanium and the carbon fiber versions. So both are the same price, just depends on what you wanted. I like the tie better than carbon fiber just because it feel a little sturdier, I think. Also, it's pretty much got the best materials possible. It's got tie handles, nice stainless hardware, M390 blade steel, which is pretty much the best you can get from a production knife. So, all of the best materials for $169, very good price. Pretty much just a nice small EDC. I wouldn't go chop a tree down with it, but everyday tasks like cutting open packages, like I said, zip ties, anything like that, they can handle it. I 100% recommend it. Amazing quality. I actually forgot to mention, when I got this, I assumed it was made by We Knives. Just kind of has that style, the thickness of the blade, and the way it's machined, and that finish on it made me think it was We Knives, but apparently it is Best Tech Knives. So I've never owned a Best Tech knife until this, and they did a very good job. I didn't really mention the full-length back spacer there either, but that definitely adds a little bit of weight to it. But like I said, small knife, it's got lightning pockets, so you don't really notice it. I really like it. You can finger flick it because those nail nicks are pretty big. So if you like finger flicking more than front flippering, feels great in the hand. Like I said, definitely recommend it. Really love this knife. It's going to take a lot to kick this out of my pocket. Get a little zoom in on his logo, and that's pretty much all I have. Don't forget to check out some of the other reviews on my channel. I have the reviews of that paramilitary and that other Isham design, if you want to check those out. And just in general, other knives are on my channel, so check those out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.